Welcome. You're listening to the University of Akron Marketing Podcast, sponsored by S3 Technologies.
Hi, I'm Tiyana Williams, and the platform that I created is called Ponder. Ponder is not trying to reinvent the social media wheel, but improve it. It'll be everything that you love with an added twist, mental wellness. So a little bit, it will also transform the way marketers market. It'll also transform the way marketers use social media. Okay, so a little bit about Ponder. So Ponder is broken down into 3 different tiers, and it's all centered around this idea of water. So within the first tier, it's broth, and that'll give you like your audiobooks, your podcasts, your tutorials, or DIYs. And for marketers, it'll be a way to maybe have their brands in those tutorials, advertise within a podcast segment, different things like that. And then the next tab is the T tab. It'll have news, user-generated content, and different things like that, where you can honestly connect with people in a different way. And then the mental wellness aspect is the H2O tab. Within the H2O tab, it'll really focus in and hone in on this aspect of social media that we've really been missing. And so within the H2O tab and the mental wellness tab, am I like going in circles? I'm sorry. Within the H2O tab, it'll really have outlets where you can have positive affirmations, where you can journal and share and really fuel yourself and give back to yourself. And this is also a place where you can really rest in your creativity and like understand different things that you may be wanting to learn and grow within. And so from a marketing, so from a marketing perspective, what will really draw marketers in is this predictive AI tool. And within this predictive AI tool, it will not only understand the interests of your consumer, but really understand like maybe subtle behaviors that they have, or maybe predictive buying purchases. And then from there, it'll also have a tab where advertisers can understand certain trends that their current demographic is interested in and kind of go from there. And the other marketing strategies were kind of listed throughout the other marketing strategies were listed throughout the explanation of the 3 tabs.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I love it. It's a great social media platform. So take it just one step back and talk a little bit about the platform itself, the whole goal of it for a user, right? Mm-hmm. Not necessarily advertiser and marketer, because we'll get to that in a second, but for the user is to sort of promote mental wellness, right?
Yes. So with the mental wellness, essentially, I realized like I literally love social media and I'm on social media a lot. And I realize sometimes like people will say like, oh, I'm taking a break from social media because it's not mentally fueling. Like they're constantly just consuming content. Whereas there's options to create content, but it's not content that really fuels back into you. Not really content that's really centered towards mental wellness. So maybe you're going through a story on one of the platforms and you're like scrolling through and maybe your friend posts a mental wellness thing. Whereas on this app, it's really honing in on, no, there's a dedicated space where you can go to really fuel back into yourself. And on other tabs, there's not really a dedicated space to really go and give back to you. So this is a little bit about it. And then also like, it'll also be a dedicated space where you can connect with your friends and kind of spread that positive message of maybe today I'm not feeling as creative and I need to like talk about that. And it'll kind of be more of like a relaxation space, sort of like a third space, but virtually.
I like that. You were talking about third spaces when when we first started talking about the topic, right?
Yes.
Was that you? I thought that was
yes.
you. That
So
third space.
I love third spaces.
So this was kind of like maybe that was the precursor to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the creative, honestly, when you did the like creative outline and things like that. So I went through and I was like, I actually really like this method. So from there, I kind of just broke down, like I went in and from the third space, like when we were doing the activity, I broke down like what would a third space look like virtually and like how would that go into play? Because people really love mental health and mental wellness, but they also want to like have some form of entertainment. They also want to have some form of connection, because in a world where it's like, if you want mental wellness, you have to like cut yourself off. With this, it's not, you're not cutting yourself off. You're actually connecting and reconnecting back with people. And so that's a little bit of why I was like, people need this third space, and also people need this third space, and people also need a place where they can go to really mentally refuel and connect with others. And so that's a little bit about like why. And when you think about it, when you're feeling your best, sometimes you're alone, but sometimes you're also just hanging out with your friends and really like uplifting each other and really, getting to the root thing. So maybe you're talking about what happened in your day, but you can also basically like pour into yourself. Because like something I say to myself all the time, and I know I was just feeling a little nervous, but like I say to myself, like, believing in yourself is literally free. And so yeah, that's kind of one of the things.
It's true. Yeah. No, I love that. And that's why I wanted you to focus a little bit more on the people, because the marketing aspect is great, and it's very easy to see the potential there, because people are, focusing on themselves sort of in this social platform, right? So, if you have a marketing opportunity, it's very easy because it's kind of like the psychology of a person,
yes.
Right? As you're sort of focusing on you, if they're capturing the data from that, marketers would have a field day with that. So obviously, it's one of those things it's a balancing act, right? You don't want to give too much away, because that's a person's private feelings or thoughts and that kind of thing too, right? So it's always that.
So honestly, I feel like I was thinking about this platform a lot, but when it came to like privacy concerns and from like a marketing and consumer perspective, on the like H2O mental wellness tab, there I will try to like it may have some advertising, but it will be more centered around like user generated content on that tab and like refueling yourself mentally. And like there'll also be probably guidelines and different things of like what will be said on that platform, just to really keep it healthy. And because I know a lot of different platforms, it'll be like, oh, it's mental wellness, and they'll like have maybe affirmations, or they'll send something to your phone, and then it kind of becomes like it'll kind of become like super repetitive. Like they'll stop, like it'll probably be the same affirmation that it was last month. But with this, you can honestly go and like maybe add your own affirmation, or maybe something that you like to say. So like I said, believing in myself is free. Maybe I add that on Fridays when I need like a pick me up to like really finish out the week strong. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that. Any other last thoughts? I think you've covered everything. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're nervous. It was very good. Any other thoughts, last things that you'd want to leave people with?
The last thing I would say is breathe, think, and ponder today.
That's amazing. You should be doing affirmations. I mean, I'm going to subscribe if you want to do affirmations. Really good.